Hello everyone, I want to welcome you to episode 2 of Life, Lust, and Lies, my dating vlog. And I just want to thank everyone who supported, watched, commented, shared, gave me feedback about what I could do, if they enjoyed it, if they didn't like it. Of my first episode that I literally fucking winged. I was talking to my cousin and I just got fed up. I was like, you know what? Let me vlog this shit. We're gonna start several years ago. This is not even a full dating experience. We didn't get there. And what wound up happening is I went to go see this gentleman and we were just chilling. He had taken me out on a couple dates. Nothing bad with the dates. One of the places we went to was Cafe 8 in Southwest. And I went to this gentleman's house, not after any of our dates, but just, on a different night. And I'm kicking it with him, cooling it with him. And we get into bed. And he was just like too rough rubbing on my body. So I was like kind of turned off. It was like a juvenile rub. Like he was not experienced in handling a female's body. This was before my breast reduction. So my titties were larger. I didn't like the way he felt on them. I didn't like the way he rubbed on me. Like it was more so a rough rub versus a soft, sensual, something like that. It was just hard. And I don't like to be rubbed on hard, especially not my titties, okay? Back then I had nipple rings. I don't now. Okay, moving forward. So I'm laying in his bed and I just feel something like just, my body just starts burning. It's just an unfamiliar sensation. So I'm like, let me get up and go home. He's like, all right, cool, whatever. So I go home and I'm looking at myself and I'm like, wow, like my skin is just really irritated. I wake up the next morning, bitch, why the fuck do I have bed bug bites all over my body? I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, is he serious? Is the situation serious? Why the fuck am I eating the fuck alive? Literally. Here, my entire body. I had some on my face. I was so fucking embarrassed. I do not play about my face, okay? I do not play about my face. And I had bed bug bites like on my cheek and shit. And it was just so embarrassing. I felt dirty. I felt really fucking dirty. And that was one experience with bed bug bites from going to a gentleman's house. And I had another, and he was from a totally different walk of life. He was older, probably like 42 or so. And I went over there to get some dick that night. And I'm laying in his bed and I start feeling the same fucking sensation that I did at this other guy's house. And my body just starts burning and I know what it is. And I hop up and I fucking leave because I already know what the fuck it was. And lo and behold, bed bug bites. And I'm like, niggas need cleaner mattresses. I don't know what else they need, but that's only happened to me twice. And it happened probably about a year apart. And it's a feeling that you will never forget. And I have been lucky in my life, in my whole ass life, for that to be the worst thing that has happened to me in regards to sex. And I just took it as a sign that, it could have been worse. And I wasn't supposed to be having sex or laying up with either one of those two gentlemen. Very nice gentlemen. Very attractive gentlemen. Bed buggy gentlemen. So it's story time. I met this particular gentleman through a friend, and this friend likes to keep her friends separate. You can't have any of her male friends deal with any of her female friends for reasons everybody in the dating world knows. Like, nobody wants to be in the middle of a situation where two of your very good friends fall out because of dating reasons. Like I said, I already had met him. I already had knew him. And he hit me privately, I want to say on an Instagram DM, and was like, hey, I'm trying to get to know you. Let me take you out. So I agreed to go out on a date with him. knowing I shouldn't be doing this shit anyway because of our mutual friend. I'm like, okay, well, you know, are you gonna come here? Am I gonna meet you wherever? Blah 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 blah. So he's like, oh well, I'm not driving right now. I crashed my car not too long ago. You could come pick me up. I was like, I can come pick you up. This nigga's like, the least you could do is pick me up if I'm paying for everything. Nigga. Okay, first of all, let's clear a whole lot of motherfucking things up. There are men that will pick you up, plan a date, take you out, do whatever the fuck that they want to do. Gentlemen, don't ever lead with the least you can do is drive if I'm paying for everything else. That was definitely red flag number one. Definitely red flag number one. But I ignored it and I went out with him. So we go to Autobahn racing. Okay, I'm going to fast forward through a lot of our situationship. We go to Autobahn racing that day. It's a wonderful day. I remember later that night we had went into the city, down on the mall, stumbled upon a free Usher concert. Like, it was probably just us and maybe 150 other people out there. Like, nobody knew about this concert. So after the concert, he comes back to my house and we have sex. His dick is huge. His dick is big. It fits inside my vagina like this. It's just like a key and a lock. I don't know how else to describe it, but that shit was magnificent. He talked to me nasty. He did a few little wild things. And, I mean, the sex was great. The sex was great, okay? So we're going to fast forward a couple months. Dates, sex is great, okay? Getting to the next part. Please don't ask me how I didn't notice what I'm about to say over the course of time that we were having sex. I just didn't fucking notice, okay? So, usually, after we had sex, he'd catch an Uber, go home, whatever the fuck, okay? This particular time, my kid wasn't at the house, and he stayed the night. And the next morning, he was in my bathroom doing whatever at the sink, and I'm walking towards the bathroom, so his back is to me, and I look him up and down, and when I look down, his socks had no elasticity. And I was so turned off. And I was like, I can't have sex with someone whose socks don't have elasticity. Socks are like $1 a pair. If you buy a 7-pack, I don't know, of Hanes good quality socks, I guess, maybe $9 to $12. How don't your socks have elasticity? They weren't even ankle socks. How are your crew socks soggy? I'm going to bring it back down because this is where I've been. I haven't been here. I've been here. But I started getting here, reliving these moments of having sex with a man that had soggy socks. And I'm just like, I cannot believe his socks are stretched out. They couldn't have been like this any other time. They were like, I don't know, a little dick and an extra large magnum condom. I'm just like, how the fuck can one person's socks be so stretched out? I was so turned off. I haven't had sex with him since. He hit me a couple days ago and was like, what are you doing? And I just replied no. I knew what he wanted. He knows how good our sex was. All these years later, he knows this pussy was gonna wrap right around his dick. He knows what he's missing. And I know what I'm missing, and that's what pisses me off. Like, this motherfucker had the nerve to have on soggy socks at my house. When you go out with somebody and you've been having sex with somebody, you fucking know that you're supposed to put on decent underclothes. So that means he didn't give a fuck about me or himself, or he didn't have enough money to get no fucking socks, where either way, this motherfucker here wasn't gonna get no more pussy because his crew socks were baggy. Are we gonna talk about his house? Let's get into his home. Strike two. His bedroom. His bed was in the middle of his floor. So it was a box spring in his mattress. And it was like centered in the middle of his room. And his walls were dirty. Like all four walls could have been painted. It was like they haven't been painted since he moved in and he smoked weed. So it was just like tobacco stains. But this motherfucker that had this floor on the bed and these tobacco stained walls didn't have bed bugs. And we wound up there because we were in the city drunk or whatever, and his house was the closest. And I went and I fucked. And it was what it was. No bed bugs though. These niggas really be living wild, whatever. So that was like after a crazy night in the city, we go back there. That was strike two. Strike three was indeed the socks. And, you can get over someone's bed being on the floor because guess what? Mine wasn't. He was a nice gentleman. Like, this nigga adored me. I would get flowers. I would get trinkets. I would get whatever the fuck he thought about that day. Oh, whatever. I would get cute little shit for a situation shit, perfect shit, right? Right. Unfortunately, all great things come to an end, but it saddens me because it was such a great piece of dick, and I've only had one dick like that after, but it doesn't compare. It compared in size, but it didn't compare in nastiness, and so it wasn't the same. But I do miss him, and I wish I could say his name, but I can't say his name. I'm not gonna give none of these niggas the satisfaction of me saying their name on my blog, but y'all are gonna get great stories. And I just want to thank everyone for watching this little snippet. I'm going to wrap this on up. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And I will look nice and keep bringing you more episodes of crazy shit that's happened in my dating life. Stay tuned.